Miss Olivia.
Hey, Superfans. I guess my first question was answered, sort of. Where exactly is Dean?
Yeah. Exactly, again.
Out of hell, apparently. Dean, you know, for us, in the writer's room, kind of on day one, me, Sarah, Ben, and the rest of the gang, we're like, we're talking about, you know, season 4, and we said, you know, the big question is, does Dean get out of hell? And then about 20 seconds later, we were like, well, no shit, he gets out of hell. So then we quickly moved on to the next question, which is how he gets out of hell, and that the mystery of what brought him out and what he was doing in hell, and what Sam was doing in his time away from Dean. These would be the interesting questions and the primary concerns of season 4, which, you know, we're creating to unfold with a lot more mystery than, you know, than maybe we've done in past seasons. And just there's this. It's 4 months later, as you can see, and sort of how they spent that time away from each other, which has been really fun for the writers to write, because they can surprise each other again, and they can keep secrets from each other. And we haven't been able to do that since the beginning of season 1. So it's been fun.
And not just because he's out of hell doesn't mean he's out of danger.
If he was out of danger, this would become a very boring show. No, it's all the same. In fact, we think the danger gets worse, and I think we ratcheted it up. And I think there'll be times where he'll be looking fondly back on his time in hell. It was so warm. It was like a jacuzzi.
I love you, Jensen. I love you, Jared.
Yeah! I think I got it first.
Jared, I have a birthday present for you. Happy birthday, Jared. I do.
All right,
I give it to him, but I picked it up.
Behave yourselves.
I got injured and refusing to leave. Jared.
Jensen. Here.
Hi.
You are hot. At some point, Eric or one of the other producers must have sat you down and said, "We're going to have to kill you." Tell us about that conversation.
No, that didn't happen. I just read it. It's like, what the? Yeah, it's they just kind of unfold things to us as we get scripts. So until we make the phone call down there and go, "What the hell are you doing?" And then they'll give us an insight. But I remember when I read it last season that you know, oh, I'm on hell. Okay. Flipping through that last script and I get to the last page and it's like, oh, come on, it's gotta be a typo. So then I go there and like, so how am I coming back? It's like, I don't know. But I figured that one out. Yeah.
Start worrying about your mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so much for house hunting.
And now to be fair, Jared,
Yeah.
Sam took a seriously bloodthirsty turn last season. And he had a really good explanation for it, though. You know, he's just trying to be more like Dean and go through this world with the demons. Should we buy that explanation?
First and foremost, let's hear from my support for what the performance you just saw. It's all about the support crew. So I just want to say I worked really hard. I think some of my
Riveting performance.
I think, yeah, Sam, unless the brilliant bookends of this panel know otherwise, I think Sam believes he's coming from a place of wanting to make the world a better place. I think he really thinks he wants to get rid of demons. He's not like, maybe I'll just entertain the idea of just being a killer. Like I think, you know, his role models have unfortunately been this clown and our dad, so he doesn't have much to go on. Something's going on behind me. And so, yeah, but he's coming from a place of wanting to get rid of demons and ghosts and baddies, just like his folks or his dad and his brother.
So we shouldn't still be nervous about that.
As long as Eric is creating a show, you should always be nervous.
And Eric, speaking of their dad, how likely are we to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
We would love to have Jeffrey. There's an open invitation for Jeffrey. Jeffrey's like a busy and fantastic man. I mean, Watchmen, holy. But we love him and we love the role and we love seeing them together. And then the show like Supernatural, no one's dead forever. And you can always find ways to bring people back. Honestly, it's about scheduling. He's so busy and awesome. If we can do it, we would love to do it.
Well, speaking of people not exactly being dead forever, by the end of the season, Ruby, Bella, Gordon, and obviously Dean were either consumed or confirmed dead.
Yes.
For all of the producers, how many of these people and/or demons could possibly be coming back this season? Resurrection of some sort.
Anyone can be coming back at any time on the show.
But I'd also say not many. I mean, throw it to the guys.
Ben?
I totally missed that question. I got a note. Go on, ask it again.
We had some great actresses last season that we were very, very sad to see go. And we have a new storyline that we're unfolding for season 4. And Eric will beat me about the Head and Shoulders if I tell you too much about it. So
I will.
He threw the question to me as a test, more or less, because there's not much I can really say about it. But there are, listen, dead people come back all the time on the show. Yeah.
Death is a permeable membrane of this show, it's true.
For sure, yeah.
And for Ben, Sarah, and Eric, everybody knows that there was a months-long writer's strike last season. How did that affect the arc of the stories you were trying to tell and changing things up?
I think it actually, in some ways, had a pretty good effect. The ending of the season kind of, it became very concise because it had to go from A to B to C. It just became a very lean machine. I think that was good. And then, the writer's strike was an effective political action. That was good too.
So there were no stories that you had to sort of scuttle?
We had to, we were going to delve more deeply in season 3 into their mother, because we set it up in the beginning of the season and then never paid it off. We were going to delve a little deeper into Sam's journey and sort of where he's going and sort of the flirtation to use these abilities that were kind of growing inside him. These are all becoming primary concerns of season 4. We're going to see Mary and John as younger. John's 20 and Mary's 18 as soon as episode 4. So really getting into the storylines that we had to drop, because we sort of, the storyline that seemed the one that we had to answer was Dean's deal and whether he went to hell, so we kind of put everything else on the back burner until we were able to address that, and we'll get into the other stuff in season 4.